The public hearings on land expropriation have indeed wrapped up in Mpumalanga. Most speakers there did support the amendment of the constitution. The general view is that indigenous people were dispossessed of their land without compensation, and expropriation without compensation is the logical solution.
We are coming to you from Militback. As you know that today it is the last day of the consultation process in terms of the issue of expropriation of land without compensation. You know that the process here in Mpumalanga started in Nelspruit, where there were public hearings there, and then moved to Emelo, where also community members in Emelo and surrounding areas were engaged. And we are now here in Militback, where this consultation process is wrapping up. Well, I can tell you that there's been mixed views in terms of this issue of the amendment of the Constitution, Section 25 of the Constitution. Some are saying that that part of the Constitution should be amended so that a majority of South Africans, especially black people, can be empowered economically. But there are those who are saying that Section 25 of the Constitution shouldn't be amended because that will in a way plunge the economy of this country into a crisis. But to get more insight on what has been happening here, I'm joined by one of those who has been attending. If you can tell us, it is the last day today of these hearings in this province, your overall impression.
No, thank you, Mr. Mwele. Firstly, let's appreciate and applaud the government of the day, primarily the parliament, to bring closer to the members of the society, in particular blacks, from a long outstanding matter that was preheading our people in terms of bringing back the land to the rightful owners. You will remember that majority of all this outreach program, our anonymous agreement with the society is that let the amendment of the Section 25 be adhered to, and let that be done, because that will also bring closer to us, to give dignity to black society, to give back the same respect that we actually long been taken over. You need to understand the fundamental of South Africans. What connects us is the land. Anything else that is coming after, whatever investors, they come to the land is what defines who we are. So it's quite significant for this exercise. Hence we appreciate that the balance of the debate inside all the public hearing, that all the members of the society express their differences, that what the impact will be. But primarily, it is quite significant for us as young people in particular. It's saying that the government is starting to give birth to what Bokrisani died for, to what Anton Lambete died for, Abo Anik Lumumba, the whole African countries. The only thing that was taken away from us, it was land. And what I appreciate most of this exercise is the opportunity to express what the society feel in regard to the land. It's not about investors. Remember, investors comes to what you own. So in particular, investors will be applauding the same investors that we are having. We are still going to maintain the same investors and bring more in regard to what the owner of the land doesn't affect the investor. From where we are seated as young people, South Africa has begun a new journey, and there's a bright future in the tunnel. Thereby it says, me as a young person today, South Africans, the parliament is giving all of us an opportunity to reclaim what the rightful thing that was taken away from us, which is the land. And we appreciate that as young people.
Well, as you have highlighted the issue of the mixed views, but the quality of the debate, would you say, as a person who has been part of these hearings, would you say the quality of the debate is up to standard?
Well, obviously time won't be satisfying each and every one if one will say 5 minutes is not substantiate effective for any member who want to debate a matter. But hence I want to say that as the members of the society, we applaud the opportunity given by the parliament of today, that at least we need to do an ordinary roundabout of what the census of our society is saying, what the people think. You will remember that when in absence of any discussion on opportunity provided in the public will force you, like you saw the land grabs and all that. Those are not the right ways of dealing with issues. These are the right ways of dealing with issues. You need to get a majority of the view of what the society is saying. But I can say that it is a good platform, little as it is the time, but at the same time it's more efficient, because each and every member of the society get an opportunity to express on how they feel and to indicate in actual fact what is their objectivity around the issue on the table, which is the land. I'm happy that all of us, everybody, all political parties agreed around the issue of the land, because the land, it's a matter that it has been long outstanding to the Black South Africans in particular.
Thank you very much for your view. Let me just get another view from this side. You are one of those who have been attending as well. You've heard the discussions that have been transpiring inside. From your side, what is your overall impression?
From my oversight is that we welcome such procedures. But one thing that I'm very concerned that it never been made clear to the community, it's what, when they're going to amend the Section 25, what will be the wording be? Because I think there is a misunderstanding that when the Constitution is going to be amended, it means that the state will own all the land. And it means then that people will start now to rent from the state and not own land. And I believe that people need to own land, because to own land and have title deed give you a way of getting wealth, and it's not explained to the people what is the amendments going to be. So there's a lot of people saying that they support the land. Myself, I support the land because I support land distribution and rent reform, but I can't support that the land will belong to the state. That will make us poorer and poorer. I actually believe that at this moment, at this present, the panel who are sitting inside should be addressing better things and things that are more priority. We are sitting with the job crisis. People don't have job. Jobs should be first priority on the thing. You can have land, but if you don't have job, how are you going to work the land? So I support land reform and land distribution. The problem that we are having, there's nothing wrong with the Constitution. It's only the ANC in 25 years action. They don't do it. They haven't put it into action. I mean, how long have this thing been on Section 25? It's been there for 24 years. Why is it becoming now only an issue? Is it another stand for political gain for the elections 2019? I hope it's not, because they mustn't play with the people's mind. That is my views. But I support land reform and land distribution. If you look into the Western Cape, they are doing the land reform. People are getting title deeds. That is the government that are working there. So why can't we just adopt that government, how they're doing land reform, and put it out through the whole South Africa? Thank you very much.
So you are against the amendment of Section 25?
I'm totally against the amendment. There's nothing wrong with it. For 24 years, there was nothing wrong. Why all of a sudden does it become wrong now? I'm not against it, but I support land reform and land distribution.
Thank you very much for the view. As you have heard, those are the different views coming from the people who have been attending that discussion that has been going on here, not only here in Middleburg, but as I've said earlier, it has happened in Nelspruit, it has happened in Ermelo, as it has been highlighted before. The ultimate goal of this committee is to ensure that it reaches as many people as possible to solicit their views on this matter. But for now, it's back to you in studio.